Good afternoon. I'm just going to ask for a favor. They didn't give me the age bracket of people present here, so I want to do just a little exercise. I just want to be sure what's the age group here. Could you please stand up on your feet where you are, just for a few seconds. Where you are, just. All right, you may be seated. You guys have made it to the second half of this event. That means you are the diehards. Give yourselves a round of applause for that. And I am going to reward you with a dazzling presentation. Are you ready for that? Yes. It's my first time giving this presentation. Even me, it's my first time to hear it. So it's going to be awesome. My name is Thembinkosi. I'm from Dike Consulting. I help people set themselves apart in 10 simple ways. How do I do that? I've written a book. It's titled Thou Shalt Build Thy Personal Brand. And this afternoon I'm going to speak to you about advertising and marketing. But I want to speak to you on the topic branding, which is the new advertising and marketing strategy. Are you ready for that? Yeah. All right. Raymond Aron says that in his book, Branding Small Business for Dummies, he says, in the old days, salespeople were a big part of the selling process. They recommended products because they knew about the products. But things have changed now because consumers are the ones who know about the product. They research about the product, they read reviews about the product, and they buy products. We buy products based on how they make us feel and the connection we have about that brand. We make research about the brand. We don't just depend on somebody else telling us about the brand, but we make our own decision based on the experience we have about that brand. So in other words, branding is the experience that you give your consumers or your prospects or the people who buy from you. And that is very important as a business person, as an entrepreneur, that you understand that when you put your business out there and when you are looking for customers and clients, it's the experience that you give them that matters. It's the experience that you give them that will determine if they will come back for your product or for your service. So in simple terms, the experience you give your clients, that's your brand, that's branding. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the way of commerce used to be, nothing happens until something is sold. But all of that has changed now. Nothing happens until something is branded. Oh, glory. So what is a brand? What is a brand? I'm just laying an introduction because I'm going somewhere with this. What is a brand? For those of you who don't understand what a brand is, it's the modern word for brand is derived from the word branding, which is from the ancient Norse, which was used, as you can see, by Nkomo. So it means to bend. That's what was used. I don't know if they still use it. If you're a city slicker, you won't know that. But if you've been to the Kabasa 7, you know, so to mark that cow, they bend it for them to for it to have an identity of where it comes from or who it belongs to. So that's where it is derived from. So that's a brand. Now, CEO Amazon, which Jeff Bezos says, a brand is what people say about you when you are not in the room. Remember, we spoke about the experience that you give your consumers. So a brand is not just what you say about yourself. A brand is not what you say, I can do this, but it's about, it's what people say about you when you are not in the room, because they are the ones who have the experience, who got that experience. That's why people will recommend a certain brand over the other, because of the experience they got from that brand. Can I preach this afternoon? Now, in my opinion, a brand is a person's perception of a product or a company. And so people perceive you based on the experiences that they've had. And that is the experience, and it's created by the value system and the skills and the image and the body language and the delivery to your consumers. People, it's a perception. A brand is a perception that the people have about your business, about yourself as an individual. And that perception, because a lot of people don't think that, they don't care what people perceive about them. Well, actually you should care, because how people perceive you, how they perceive your company, how they perceive your product, it triggers the reception they will have of it. So perception triggers reception. How I perceive you, that is how I will receive you. If I look at you and I feel that uphakamile, that's the reception I'm going to give you. Because I've got a perception about you that was so uphakamile. Not that uphakamile, you look very nice. This one. You're nice. But how people perceive your brand, that's how they're going to receive it. So the perceptions that you are creating are very, very important. Now, why should you be branded? Because right now, if you are not branded, you are like an an undistinguished name amongst many other names. You are the same as everybody else. There is no difference. That's why you need to be branded. If you say to me that you are an estate agent, what you are unknowingly shouting, I am just an estate agent. If you say you are a doctor, you are saying to me, I am just a doctor. There is nothing that distinguishes you from the rest, from the others. So if I need your services, if I'm looking for somebody who has your services, I can just pick anybody. Because you are just. If you go to the hardware store and you tell the salesperson that I am looking for a nail, he will say to you, well, it's your lucky day. There's thousands of them in the bin. And you ask him, which one should I choose? He will say to you, well, they are all the same. You can just pick anyone. And that's exactly what happens when you are not branded. So, what are you waiting for? It's time for you to get branded. It's time to aim higher. I was told not to use that picture, but I decided, you guys are cool, you understand. Okay, so let me give you 4 ways to brand yourself, then I'm done. 4 ways to brand. Number 1, be different. Be different. If you enter a room full of people and they are all sitting down and you see that one person standing up, who's the person that your attention will be drawn to? The one person who is doing what everybody else is not doing. Yeah? That one who is different. I was sitting at the back and somebody came in the room. I was looking at everybody, but there is one person who came in the room. He was so different. That's what I'm talking about. Did you notice him? Did you notice him? Of course. You cannot notice him. I mean, did you notice him? Be that person. Let your company be that company. Do something that nobody else is doing. But if you happen to do what everybody else is doing, be that one who's going to do it differently. That's how you brand yourself. Number 2, be visible. You need to be visible. You may be aware of this or you may not be aware of it, but people are Googling you. People are Googling you. People are Googling your company. Your online presence is very important. I don't understand somebody who is running a business and they're not on Twitter, they're not on Facebook, they're not on Instagram. That is where everybody is. Who are you speaking to? Who are you speaking to? If you're not on Facebook, I don't know Yabandwana. People, businesses are there. People who are running huge corporations, their companies are on Facebook. I'm going to talk more about that. Be visible. Your online presence is very important. Now, there are different online platforms. that that your brand can be on. But I want to talk about these three, which is LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. Oh my goodness, my time. All right. Let me rush. There is LinkedIn. Ne? For those of you who don't, LinkedIn is the world's largest professional online network. It's for professionals. Ne? Those people who go inbox Facebook, don't do it on LinkedIn, guys, please. LinkedIn is professional. LinkedIn is very professional. LinkedIn, what are you doing there? You know? So LinkedIn built a 100% professional profile. You need to make sure that it's 100%. That means whatever information they need from you, you need to put it in there. Your qualifications, where you went to school, what else? Help me? Online CV. It's your online CV. It's your online business card. Because people will check it out. You make connections on LinkedIn. Display an appropriate photo, please. I know your puppy looks cute, but don't put a picture of your puppy on LinkedIn. I know you love your friends, but don't put party photos of you drinking on LinkedIn. Put a professional headshot. That's why, as an entrepreneur, it's very important for you to invest in a good photography session. Have professional pictures, put them out there, because that's what attracts people to you. It's not just your logo, it's not just what you say about your business, but your image, your online image. All right, I'm rushing guys. Include all your experience, put it there. It's your professional CV. Join groups. There are groups on LinkedIn. Join groups on LinkedIn. Facebook needs no introduction. Everybody knows Facebook. Now, on Facebook, set your privacy to the max, because you're going to get people, when they're going to tag you on those pictures. And you don't want people who follow you to see all of that. And stop this thing, guys, Machita. And post those pictures on Facebook. Be careful of such things. That is your professional space. I know, not. That is your professional space. So if there are pictures of your nudes, if there are nudes, go to your archives, go delete those things. Because you don't know, your next client is going to find you on Facebook. And they say that when you send nudes, make sure that you don't show the face. I say don't send a nude. Anything. Don't. Why? Anything can happen. You think that people don't know your private, but you will be surprised. They will say, my head, come on, Be careful of such things. Let's go to Twitter. Now, get rid of the preconceived notion that Twitter is a waste of time, because I know you hear about this black Twitter, people are on Twitter to trend for no reason or for all the wrong reasons. But people are making business on Twitter. There are businesses on Twitter. Create a Twitter account. And I think this is very important for me to mention, that when I'm done. I'm closing it here. I don't have to finish this. You can follow me on Facebook. Thembinkosi Dike. My company is Dike Consulting. Look for us on Facebook everywhere. Google us if you have to. Google me if you have to. You will find me. Follow our social pages. If you want to do branding consultations, I will be available for that. But have a Twitter account. I want to mention this in closing, that it's very important for you to separate your personal account from your business account. Yeah. I see this a lot of times, people flirting with their business accounts. They comment, get business account, and they're flirting with the person, we comment. And I'm like, what are you doing? Separate the two. Your business account on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram must operate as your business account, and your personal account as your personal account. Your online presence is very important. And I'm closing with this. I'm doing many closings. but I'm done. Create content. If you are in construction, write things about construction. Share those things on Twitter, on all social media platforms. Create content. That's another way of marketing your business, your company, is that you create content, write things that are within your niche. Share things that are within your niche. Follow other people who are within your niche and your industry, and form those connections. Thank you very much.
So I'm in the space of intellectual property, just protecting your business, not just the company name, because if you register a company through CIPC, it doesn't mean that you own the name. So when it comes to branding, right? I hope to TG jokes. You didn't mention that you are a comedian. I hope that you would have mentioned intellectual property, because it is not only good to be different, but you need to own your difference. Because if you're different and somebody else sees your difference, they can steal that difference and apply for the trademark and own it. And intellectual property law protects the one who registers the trademark and not the one who created the creative work. So I am an intellectual property expert. So next year when SMME Opportunity Roadshow comes back, I would really love to speak on intellectual property. Because when you look at the statistics in terms of global intellectual property shares, in the World Intellectual Property Organization, it says that as Africa, we own less than 1% of the global intellectual property share. So there needs to be an emphasis on intellectual property, particularly when it comes to black entrepreneurs, because we do not own our name. We do not own anything when it comes to intellectual property. So the event organizers, I'm here. My name is Luvo Gray. I'll be happy to speak on intellectual property. Thank you very much.
He branded himself. He just branded himself.
But wait, I'll Google him for next year's speaker.
Okay, mine is not a question again. Your presentation, Dike Consulting, really hit home, because branding is indeed a challenge that we're still facing in the Eastern Cape. Especially small business people, they think branding is all about having your banners up there, and so it goes beyond that. I so wish you guys can answer this call. And young man, I'm so glad that there are people in this industry and in the space that are as fired as you are. So forward we go.
That was amazing. Hi. I own a digital marketing agency as well. I mean, the space that you're in, Upper Eastern Cape, we influence small businesses to market online using social media. This is a beautiful presentation. Just to follow, just a word of advice. I heard you saying it's your first presentation that you were doing. When you're closing, it's always nice to just put up your Twitter handles and your Facebook, so that when somebody's sitting down now, they can always just grasp it, because we want to follow through with social media, because sometimes you don't want to ask the questions in public, but you want to do them, and then just put that on. But lovely one. Thank you so much.
Thank you, I appreciate
that. We are benefiting in this session. I look Windows branding with organizations that were manager. It's very important. Sometimes you go to meetings and people ask for business cards. You say, what is your page? I've got different businesses, which of them I need to have each and every accounts, social media accounts, and also people to manage those accounts, because I've got my other work and there's this one that is demanding, of which I need someone to manage. So I think I'll keep in touch. This is a tender.
I think there's more questions that came to you, so let me just answer the suggestion that Stacey. We have started with personal branding masterclasses in Port Elizabeth. We had our first one on the 20th of July, which is this month, and we have our next one on the 17th of July. We're offering those for free. So people can register or RSVP for that when they email to info@dikeconsulting.co.za. They can RSVP for the next one, which is on the 17th of August. So that's one of the things we do. We do personal branding. So it's different from branding your company. That's when we speak with the person. If they want to put themselves out there, they want to put their personal brand out there, we help them with all the process. Unlike what the other branding companies does, Dike Consulting is different in this way that we don't just focus on your logo and all that. We focus on branding in its entirety. That is, we walk that journey with you. We help you strategize, because it's not enough to just have a logo or a website. You need to know who your audience is, who you are targeting, and how you're going to reach those people. So we focus on branding in its entirety. We focus on those professional images that your company must have. And so I do those sessions, the personal branding sessions, for free, because I want to teach people about branding. I want people to learn more about branding. Personal branding is a new concept in our country, and only a few people are doing it. So that's one of the services we do. So thank you for the suggestion of networking with the others who are in the same industry, so that we can see what we can do next. We have plans to have these events and summits, and have speakers who are going to speak on different topics. So I've noted you, so I will have a word with you before we leave. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate the feedback and the word of advice, and more especially the tender. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.